Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Caterina, or Cat for short. In today's Pick a Card reading, our topic is Your Patience Will Pay Off in a Big Way. Once you choose your card, you can find the timestamps in the description box below, which will take you directly to your reading. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is also linked below. Please remember that is the only way to book any of my services with me. If anyone ever reaches out to you, just know that is not me. All right. Your patience will pay off in a big way. Can we have a card for group number 1, please? Can we have a card for group number 2, please? And I feel like this one is for group number 3, so we're going to place that one right there. Okay, group number 1, you have Water Snake, Access Your Inner Knowing, and it's also number 30. And you have the Lapis Lazuli Moon. Group number 2, you have Earth Rat, Change Your Mindset, number 25, and you have the Fluorite Moon. Group number 3, you have Water Dog, Play with the Waves, number 59, and you have the Tiger's Eye Moon. Please take your time choosing your card or cards, and I'll see you in your readings. Hello, group number 1. You have the Lapis Lazuli Moon, and your card is Water Snake, Access Your Inner Knowing, and number 30. Okay, so there's a couple things going on with this card. I feel like you may be going back and forth regarding making a move or waiting for something else to happen, because I'm getting kind of like an antsy feeling, like, ooh, I need to move, I need to take action with something. But at the same time, I'm feeling like your intuition is saying, no, just wait. Okay, and your intuition would be correct. Okay. So I also feel like you know exactly what is meant for you, and you're waiting for that. And there's also kind of this feeling of maybe thinking like, well, maybe that's going to pass me by, or maybe I just need to accept what is here now. And Spirit is saying that your patience is going to pay off. Okay, there is a new chapter that is very, very close. Okay, because you have number 30 here, so that's indicating that there's a new beginning coming in for you. And so Spirit is saying, in the meantime, try to kind of calm your emotions if you have anxiety, or if you're worried about making a move, or if you're trying to figure things out, if there's confusion, whatever it is, kind of try to calm that and access your inner knowing, because that's your intuition, right? And that's what's going to guide you. And Spirit is saying also that you're very, very protected as you're waiting and as you go forward. And it also looks like it's not time quite yet, but it's literally almost time for something to happen for you. And I feel that whatever this is, you know, it's definitely going to be worth the wait, because I feel it's something that has longevity, something that you can take with you for, you know, as long as you want, basically, or as long as you need that particular thing. And yeah, so you will know exactly when is the right time to make a move. There's going to be like a lot of signs happening, but you are in the midst of about to like step into some sort of transformation, as I'm seeing the snake shedding its skin. So just know that things definitely with the snake, there's divine timing, because the snake doesn't shed its skin until it's ready, right? So unfortunately, there is divine timing going on here. Well, I say unfortunately just because, you know, there seems to be a little bit of impatience that's going on here. So, you know, with the timing of things, it is a little bit out of your control. And that's why Spirit is saying, just calm, calm your excuse me, calm your nerves. Everything's going to work out exactly as it's supposed to, and you will be happy with the result. What else can you tell us? Okay, thank you. What else can you tell us for group number 1, please? Okay. Obstacle, find another road, flexibility, and change. Okay, so did you try to go a certain route and you were blocked? And that is why you have to have patience. That is why you need to access your inner knowing, because you were blocked. Because I feel the universe was either protecting you from something or trying to guide you in a different direction. Especially with the snake and how the snake moves, I feel like an obstacle for you is not really truly an obstacle. I feel like it's a redirection. Yeah. So it may be taking a few minutes or maybe a few weeks, whatever you want to call it, for a new opportunity to appear. But this makes sense because, you know, remember how I was talking about calm your nerves, calm your anxiety, things like that. So I feel like this would be the cause of that. Yeah, that makes so much sense now. I mean, it made sense before, but now I'm seeing like a clearer picture. Now, what I feel is most important with this card is the very last word, which is change. And then you literally have the snake here. So I feel change is very, very close. So let's see what your other card is here. Not forgotten, messages from spirit, unbroken connection. Okay, so what this is telling me, unbroken connection, is telling me that your idea is unbroken. Where you want to go is unbroken, right? You're still going to get there and your patience is going to pay off. But I feel this obstacle, I just keep seeing it. This obstacle was placed here to kind of get your attention or to redirect you. But it hasn't broken your connection with what you want to see happen. You're very, very protected here. And messages from spirit, I feel like the obstacle was a message from spirit, okay? And also not forgotten. I mean, this is definitely showing me that spirit has your back, that spirit is there with you, and this obstacle is to protect you. And I'm feeling, when I look up at the upper part of this image here, I am seeing that you're going to get signs from the universe very, very soon. This may sound ridiculous, but this right here, so I don't know if you can quite see that, but it looks like a microphone, but it also kind of looks like an ice cream cone. Completely and totally random, but there could be something about that that makes sense to somebody out there watching this, okay? So I feel that if that literally doesn't, like if that image doesn't make sense, I feel that you will be getting signs from the universe that make sense to you. So to somebody else, it could be completely random and not make any sense, but to you, you will get a specific sign. Like it could be from a loved one, where that's how your loved one communicates you. That's how your loved one says, hey, I'm here, I'm watching over you. So it could be something totally random, like an ice cream cone. It could be, you know, an elephant. It could be anything that your loved one really loved to do or go see, or, you know, anything like that. So yeah, just pay attention for like kind of interesting signs, because those are going to be very telling. What else can you tell us for group number 1, please? Okay, so you have 3 cards. Lady of the Lake, new beginnings. Something is about to happen. Isn't that what I've been telling you? Something is about to happen, yeah. So, see, this lady here, Lady of the Lake, it reminds me a little bit of the 8 of Swords. I mean, I don't know if she really is like stuck or thinks that she's stuck, but I am getting that kind of, it looks like it a little bit to me, and I'm getting that energy with you also, where you feel like you're stuck, but you're not really stuck. There are things taking shape. There was just some sort of like redirection or something that happened for you. So like I said with number 30, okay, new beginnings are like literally right here. Okay, they are so close. And Spirit is saying, be ready, be prepared, because first of all, you're not stuck. Okay, you just had a redirection. You really didn't even have an obstacle. It was just a redirection. You're still going to get what you want. And if you can just calm your mind and know that things are shifting for you, you're going to be prepared for this. And also, you're going to be tapped into your intuition so that you will know when the right opportunity appears, right? Because you're going to want to make sure that you can, listen to your heart, listen to your intuition when opportunities come in, so you know what is the right opportunity for you. Okay. The wellspring, what are you thirsty for? Body care and take a breath. Okay, so this is kind of what I was just saying, where although I think you know what you are thirsty for, right? And that is what is on its way to you. But body care and take a breath. Remember how I literally just said that with this card about you want to take care of yourself. You want to trust in the universe, trust in divine timing, and know that things are on their way to you and that nothing was lost. And just, Spirit is saying this so clearly over and over and over again. Be prepared for this new opportunity, because it's like if we were talking about a friend, a friend is going to come visit you, I feel like that friend is in the car driving to you right now. And so that's kind of what I'm seeing with your opportunity, where it's in the car and it's driving to you right now. And so it's just a matter of time before everything comes together for you. See, wow, you have thank you, gratitude, appreciating what is sustaining you. So I feel like this thank you is definitely speaking to the future and how grateful you're going to be when everything comes together for you. You're going to feel so relieved, and you're going to feel like, wow, the wait is finally over. But remember that the topic today is your patience will pay off in a big way. And so I feel like you're going to have a great sense of gratitude for the future, for what's coming into your life. And I feel that if you don't see it right now, if you don't see that you are being sustained right now, even if it feels like you're about to reach the end of your rope, right? I am seeing that there is something sustaining you, even if you feel like it's not. I feel that when you look back, you're going to be grateful for something during this time that kept you going, whether that would be finances, faith, people around you, your spirit guides, right? Whatever it is, I feel that you're going to be very, very grateful for something that kind of kept you going. What can you tell us for group number 1, please? The 8 of Pentacles. This makes so much sense. See? So what this is telling me is that there is like a slow build up to something happening in your life. But let me set these over here. But what's happening, look at how happy this person is. Hands up in the air like, yay, I made it. And then look at all of these beautiful plants down here, okay? So what that's showing me is that you are going to make it, okay, and your patience is going to pay off. The 8 of Pentacles is a patience card, okay? I'm also, from here, I'm feeling that sense of gratitude and that thank you, appreciating what is sustaining you, but also appreciating what is ahead of you also. What are you thirsty for? I feel like this is exactly what you were looking for, and you're finding it here. And, it's interesting that you have obstacle here where it's this big boulder kind of in the way here. And here, this person is hiking. So it's like you had a goal in mind and you were, trying to get to the top of this particular mountain, hill, whatever it is. But you had this obstacle. And so you were redirected a little bit. And so maybe because of that, that's why you found all of these amazing plants down here, because you were redirected. So I feel like this is really a sign for you that a redirection does not mean that it's not going to happen. Also, look at the sun right here, okay? So I feel like with the sun, you're going to have many, many blessings coming in for you. And Spirit says just stay grounded as you go forward, because that is definitely going to help you. Being grounded, self-care, taking care of yourself, meditating if that works for you, whatever works for you, Spirit says. So we have number 14 and temperance. And isn't this interesting that this person is looking up here? That could be the sun coming up. That could be the moon. I feel like it's kind of both, because the sun, right? It's like a new day and you're coming into balance. See, there's a lot going on in this card. You're seeing a path forward. It's also listening to your intuition and knowing that things are in movement, that things haven't stopped because you had some sort of obstacle. Things are changing, and Spirit says just be flexible. But with temperance, everything is coming into balance. You're going to feel like it was worth the wait. And I feel this is also talking about what you do while you're waiting, especially because here we have body care, so taking care of yourself, and yeah, just being ready, being completely ready for this opportunity. And it's going to balance everything out. I know right now things probably feel like they're out of balance, but that's not going to last much longer. I feel like you are overcoming challenges, especially because you have mountains here, you have mountains here, you have the mountains here with this obstacle. So you're definitely overcoming those challenges and obstacles. The Four of Swords. So you have so many cards that are showing you to just relax, take a deep breath. Everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to work out in your favor. And also with the Four of Swords, I'm picking up that you might want to relax now because I feel like you're going to be very, very busy coming up pretty soon. The Emperor, yes. Okay, see what I was just saying? You're going to get very busy soon. And with the Emperor, what I'm seeing is that you are finding the solution to a problem. You're getting the answer. You're getting an opportunity that is coming in for you. And then you can proceed forward with the plan that you had that was put on hold or redirected or something like that with this obstacles card. So again, let me go back to messages from Spirit, unbroken connection. I feel like this could definitely be a message from Spirit, and it could happen in a very interesting way. All of this could happen, messages from Spirit, from loved ones, and getting the answer to your problems, getting a new opportunity coming in. I feel like it could happen in a very interesting way. I don't necessarily want to say when you least expect it, but in maybe an unconventional way, or, maybe if it's like dealing with professional matters, you might get an answer in a non-professional setting, if that makes any sense to you. So let's just say, for instance, let's say that you're trying to break into an industry or a job or something like that, and you're out at some sort of celebration, maybe a birthday party for your friends. You're at a restaurant having a celebration, and as you're walking through the restaurant, maybe you're, waiting at the bar for something or something like that, and you strike up a conversation with somebody, and this person could, work at a company and says, hey, here's my card, send over your resume or something like that, right? So that's what I'm saying. And it doesn't have to be work related. It's just, that's a very, very simple example that I can get, or that I can give, that everybody can kind of relate to. So, or at least most people. So yeah, it seems like that's what I mean. How if it could be professional, but you find the solution in an unprofessional setting. So yeah, and you can kind of use that as a metaphor for your own situation, where finding the answer could happen in a way that is unexpected. Because I'm sure if you're at a birthday party for your friends, the last thing you expected to do is talk about business opportunities, right? Because you're out having fun. So, something like that could be happening. Okay, so this is interesting that you have the Devil card here and this snake on it. So I feel what's happening here is fear may, because remember I was saying in the very, very beginning, something about how it feels like you want to make a move, but Spirit is saying, no, 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 just wait. It's not the right time. And this obstacle was put there for a reason. But you're wanting to make a move. You're feeling uncomfortable just sitting still, waiting for something to happen. And so I feel like we're seeing that here with the Devil card. It's this fear, right? Because I feel most snakes want to be left alone, but if they feel like they're cornered or they're in danger, that's when they will strike. And that's exactly what this snake is doing. And so what Spirit is saying is that this will not be necessary because there is an opportunity coming in very, very soon for you. And so Spirit is saying that, your patience is going to pay off. And I'm also hearing with this Devil card that if you make a move before the right opportunity or the right situation comes in, you may get a few steps forward in that opportunity, and then you might come upon an obstacle, okay? Because there is something meant for you that has not arrived yet, but I'm telling you, it's very, very close, okay? So just keep that in mind. Or if you need to accept an opportunity or get into a situation before the right opportunity comes in, Spirit says that's fine. Like, let's say if you're looking for a job and you need money, of course, go get, a temporary job or something that you're not going to be there for that long until this perfect opportunity comes in. Okay, but Spirit is showing me that a lot of you won't have to do that if that's your situation. Not everybody is looking for a job watching this. It's just an easy example to give. The Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. See, it's interesting because this card obviously is going to go right here. And so this is your first row. So we start with the Eight of Pentacles and we end with the Seven of Pentacles. And these are slower moving cards. These are also cards of patience, that things aren't going to happen overnight. But if you look at this card, okay, the Seven of Pentacles, see all the pentacles, they look like stars in the air, and this person is clearly very excited about something. This is right below the thank you card, gratitude, okay? So this is showing me that very, very soon you're going to see something that will show you that you're on the right track, okay? Because it's like, you planted the seeds already and you're waiting and you're getting more and more impatient. Some of you are very patient, but in the back of your mind, you're like, okay, how much longer is this going to take? And I'm telling you, it's like right around the corner when you're going to see those seeds sprout from the soil. And so I think I touched on that earlier, where this event that's happening, it's not like you're getting from point A to point Z, right? There's like a lot in the middle to happen, but this will give you faith that things are in motion. It's like, oh, finally, okay, I can relax a little bit. And I feel that's exactly what you will be doing very soon with this Four of Swords card. Okay, so you have the Four of Cups. This is interesting because what I was talking about earlier, do you see how this person's crying here? So remember I was saying earlier about where was it body care here, and the Four of Swords, take care of yourself, make sure that you're prepared for these new opportunities. Let me point you back to this card, new beginnings, something is about to happen. And also the Lady of the Lake, there's a sword here. And so you want to keep your mind clear. You want to have clarity for when this situation changes. And that's exactly what I'm seeing with the Four of Cups, that if you are so distracted and distraught with how long things are taking, then you may miss an opportunity. Like, you see all these things floating around this person, they could just float on by. But look at how close these other opportunities are right here. Okay, I feel like you know, this person's crying, looking at the water, but not looking up at what is around. So yeah, Spirit is saying just be very alert because something is literally floating into your life. Especially because you have water snake here, and then the Four of Cups, this person is literally in the water. So something's like floating toward you, I feel. And also your new beginnings card is Lady of the Lake. Okay, so, you know, you want to make sure that your emotions don't get away from you. The Judgment card, see? This is so interesting. Okay. So, okay, I'm trying to get into the energy of this card. First of all, what you're looking for is going to find you, okay? Your patience is going to pay off because you see how this is like a reflection. Here's the moon, here's the moon. So it's a reflection. See, it's like the exact same thing. So there's some sort of mirroring going on here where what you want is going to happen. It's going to feel like exactly what you want, okay? Now, there may have been a detour where you had to go around the obstacle here. It may look slightly different, but it feels like exactly what you wanted. Does that make any sense? You're getting exactly what you want, but the route to get there may be a little bit different. So that's the first thing that I'm seeing with the Judgment card. The second thing I'm seeing is that it's something about the obstacle. Some of you may have had a roadblock that made you have to change course a little bit. And what Spirit is saying to me is that that got you to where you're supposed to be. Okay, so if you don't see it now, or maybe some of you were trying to rush into a new opportunity just because it was the first or second thing that popped up and you're like, okay, that's great, I'm just going to take it. And Spirit put that roadblock there because Spirit was like, no, that's not going to be what you want. So you're going to have to wait. So yeah, I feel like there's definitely something with this obstacle that's connected to the Judgment card, where it was kind of like divine intervention. Or maybe you were in a situation and you had planned to move forward with this situation, but then you could not move forward with this situation. And that was placed in your life to get you to think about what are your other options? What else can you do? You know, like an example that just came to my mind, which is very, very simple, is let's say you were working for a company and you had expected to, you know, get a promotion and work your way up the company. And then you were blocked from those opportunities. And so maybe you started feeling resentful, and then you started thinking, what if I start my own company and then I am up the ladder, right? Then you're the owner. So something like that could have happened. And you can just kind of plug in your own situation because it is a general reading. The High Priestess, yeah. So there's something about the situation that you're not seeing, something that might not be making sense, but it will. Everything will come together for you. The stars are aligning. Look at all the stars here. So you weren't meant to know everything about the situation when you had this obstacle. And the reason why you're not seeing the whole situation right now, and also before I go into that, that's also, I feel, why you feel uncomfortable right now, is because you don't know the whole situation. It's kind of like if you knew, okay, this is going to take 2 weeks until things come together for you, then you might be okay and say, oh, okay, well, I can just relax then. But because you don't know, you're like, well, is it going to be 2 weeks? Is it going to be 2 months? Is it going to be 5 months? That's causing that anxiety. But what Spirit is saying with with number 2, the High Priestess, is that you want to try to relax because Spirit knows. Spirit sees something coming towards you, and it's not going to be that long. So just keep that in mind. You know, there's something interesting about this card. You see all this here? It's making me think of like leaves falling. So it could be in the fall when something happens. It could be during the seasons changing any time of the year. but it could also just be indicating that there is a change that is upon you. Look at how close it is, okay? And that's what I keep saying. It's literally right on its way to you. So I really truly feel it's not that much longer that you're going to have to wait. See? Now you have the World card. So the World card, this is an ending and a new beginning. And I feel what's happening here, especially because it's like the sun is coming up, okay? There's a new beginning happening. You're not going to have to wait that much longer. It's like such a relief. And I feel like what's happening is the clouds are clearing. Okay, I'm noticing that the clouds are clearing. You're getting clarity on the situation. Look at all the flowers blooming here. So what I'm picturing here is that what's coming to an end is the anxiety and the waiting. And with the flowers, I'm just picturing this person going toward the flowers, and it's just like a couple steps away. And I feel that's how close your situation is to when you can move forward with this plan that you have, especially because the Emperor is right above the World card. Okay. What else do we have? The Two of Wands. Yeah, because you're going to have a decision to make pretty soon, whether or not you're going to accept a new opportunity. And do you see the steps here, how this person is getting ready to go somewhere? Because you're going to be moving toward what you have been waiting for. And those fears that I was feeling with the Devil card, these are going to be coming to an end for you. So I see a lot of growth here, especially because you're moving up. So I feel there's something about challenges where you might be learning something new wherever you're going, but it's not that big of a challenge. It's like something that you enjoy doing. I feel it feeds your mind, and you feel like very accomplished, like once you get started with this. Now you have the Six of Pentacles. Isn't this an interesting Six of Pentacles for your reading? Because here we have somebody who is plucking the pentacles from the plants, from the tree. So this is what you've been looking for, okay? This is showing that your patience is going to pay off. So if you've been worried about finances, okay, finances are definitely going to come in for you slowly but surely. But it's going to be kind of consistent. So like consistently and gradually it's more and more and more. Because you have the Six of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles, okay? So finances are definitely going to stable out for you if you've been waiting for that. That's going to start happening for you pretty soon. And also any fruits of your labor, anything that you've been waiting to see, anything that's going to lessen your anxiety and feed your positivity, you're going to be able to reach out and grab that very soon. And I feel also if you're looking for opportunities, I am really picking up that you're going to have more than one opportunity that's coming in for you. And I feel that you will want to definitely tap into your intuition regarding those opportunities so that you can kind of decipher which is the best one for you. And I feel like that's exactly why in the Four of Cups I saw two opportunities. The Two of Wands, there's two opportunities. The Six of Pentacles, you have, six here, and this person is maybe choosing more than one. So for some of you, you may need to choose only one thing. And then for others of you, you will have multiple opportunities that are coming in and you can accept all of them. It just depends on your particular situation. But yeah, things are going to balance out for you, okay? I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, group number 2. You have the Fluorite moon, and your card is number 25, Earth Rat, Change Your Mindset. So the energy that I'm getting from this card is that it feels like it's difficult for you to sit still and wait for things to come together, right? So you may be more of like a problem solver and wanting to get things rolling with a situation that you have in your life. And what Spirit is saying is that you will rise above any challenges that you have right now. You will figure things out, no matter how difficult things get. But there is something going on here where Spirit is saying to wait for a solution or a new opportunity to come in, because there's also something about like thinking outside the box. So the reason why you want to wait is because there could be an alternative solution or an alternative route that you can take that would actually make things much easier, or that could make things turn out much better than what you had initially perceived. And so I am seeing that there is going to be a celebration, and that I'm seeing there's more than one option, but it's like you just need a clearer perspective on what those options are. So some of you might be thinking that you can only get to where you're going one way, and maybe that way is being blocked, or maybe it's just not moving as quickly as you would like. And so Spirit is showing me that while you're waiting, there's something else that's going to come into the picture that's going to kind of, in a sense, enlighten you to this other opportunity, to an alternative. But it seems to be something that's outside the box. So Spirit is saying that your patience is going to pay off, but also thinking outside the box a little bit, or exploring or entertaining options that are, or ideas that are a little bit different than what you had originally pictured, that will also pay off. What else can you tell us for group number 2, please? And what else, please? So you have good luck, auspicious, wishes granted, and blessings. So this is really interesting, because I feel like by being patient, and by shifting your perspective, you're going to see things that you didn't see before, okay? So kind of like something could kind of pop up out of the blue is what I'm feeling. Something in a place where you didn't expect it. There's definitely something about thinking outside the box where you can see opportunities that you didn't see before, okay? And by doing that, and also by having patience, okay, by changing your mindset, I feel in a couple different ways, you could see something, you could see an opportunity where previously you didn't see an opportunity. And what's interesting about this card, especially with what we're talking about, kind of thinking outside the box and change your mindset, is that you have the stones here, which are like more tall and thin, and then you have this one that's more rounded here. So it's like seeing a different perspective, seeing things that could actually benefit you. Whereas before, it seems like you were wanting to go just one way, and specifically only one way. But Spirit is saying if you look at other options, that could be very beneficial for you. So see, we have the gateway, open doors, opportunities, and right timing. And so I feel also the right timing is definitely talking about having patience, and your patience is going to pay off in a big way, especially because here you have good luck, okay, wishes granted, blessings, open doors, opportunities, right timing. So, I am kind of feeling like there's a sense of wanting to rush things, wanting to get things done, or just wanting to be in movement with something. And it feels very uncomfortable just sitting and waiting for something. So Spirit is saying if you can shift your perspective on that and understand that there is possibly a better opportunity coming in that is like on its way to you, things are going to turn out in your favor. Even if you don't see that right now, Spirit is showing me that there's definitely a new opportunity. I mean, look, there's like a pathway here, an opening, there's a pathway here. So yeah, I feel like there's more than one opportunity coming in for you, especially because opportunities, right? This is plural. So Yeah, there's more than one thing coming in, but if you try to rush things, you could miss these opportunities. What else can you tell us for group number 2, please? Planetary wave, soul mission, trust the inner call, soul team. So I feel that this could be why you're feeling like you want to rush things, like you want to take action with something, because whatever it is that you have going on in your life, it has something to do with a soul mission, something that you are supposed to be doing in this lifetime. Now, it says trust the inner call. So I feel that it's important for you to know that if things have stalled or there's a delay with you getting what you want, Spirit is saying that that is not because you're not meant to do this. Spirit is saying that is because divine timing. Remember, right timing here? With the right timing, doors are going to open, opportunities are going to appear before you, okay? And wishes are going to be granted. You're going to have many blessings, but it may happen in a way that looks slightly different than what you expected. The water carrier, what really matters, reflect and reprioritize. Excuse me, and reprioritize. So I feel what's going on here with this card is what really matters is that you are on the path that you're supposed to be on, okay? And Spirit is saying that, you see with reflect and reprioritize, I feel that's what the rat is doing here, especially with the earth rat. So I'm feeling like there's a sense that Spirit is saying get grounded and stay grounded and focus on what matters, which is your soul mission and accomplishing your soul mission, but it doesn't matter how you get there. So if you had a plan and you're so strict to this plan and you're coming upon delays, Spirit is saying that if you can ease up a little bit and be a little bit more flexible, okay, then you will see opportunities happening much easier. Like there's a flow that's happening where things just kind of materialize before your eyes. And it kind of feels like the weight kind of disappears also with that, you know, if you can ease up, if you're very, very strict about doing things one way. The pearl, alchemy, the reward at the end, from grit to grace. Yeah, so you will definitely be rewarded. Okay, we're seeing that right here. I mean, it literally says the reward at the end, right? So your patience will pay off in a big way. So there's something about changing things, because do you see this right here? It's kind of like doing things, like changing a pattern, doing things differently. And it doesn't, Spirit is telling me right now that it doesn't have to be like a huge change. It could just be something that you need to change, just like one little detail, or you need to be open to accepting opportunities that look slightly different than what you were hoping for, because that could be the exact thing that gets you to where you want to go. What else can you tell us for group number 2? The Ace of Pentacles. Ooh, and isn't that interesting that you have all the stones on this card too? That's very, very interesting. So you have a new opportunity that's coming in for you here. And let me look at this card for a second. I think you're going to get a sign. You're going to get some sort of sign as far as like how to move forward, how to make things happen. And look at how you have the bright light coming from this stone, and you have the same bright light coming through here. So I'm feeling for some of you, this could be a flash of inspiration that is coming in when you look at things from a different perspective, when you look in a different direction. There's going to be some sort of either inspiration or opportunity that comes in that's going to kind of resolve a problem where it's like, because I'm picking up like, oh, I didn't look over there before, or I never thought to look in that direction, something like that. But this is absolutely a new beginning, a new opportunity. And then you have movement again, because I know it's very important for you. So whatever storm you have here, see, I feel like with this storm, you kind of had to pause. It's like, you know, it could be where you have to stop your movement because the storm is coming in. There could be lightning, there could be, you know, thunder, you know, any kind of weather where you don't really want to be out in that. And they feel like in order to assist that in moving out of your way, Spirit is saying to open your mind and think outside that box. Yeah, see? Here's the Three of Wands, and these are opportunities coming in, opportunities that you've been waiting for. And it seems like they kind of appear sort of, see, in like a different way than expected. Because if you look at this deer, I think that's a deer, over here, you see how it looks kind of mystical because it's almost like glowing. And then here you have the dogs back here that look normal. So do you see what I'm saying? How something could appear kind of out of nowhere. Something could appear that looks slightly different than what you were expecting. So maybe you were expecting a regular deer, and here you have a deer that's kind of glowing blue. Okay. So yeah, just be open to alternatives to what it is that you want to see happen, okay? And also your patience, right? Having patience and sitting still for a minute and allowing things to come to you either intuitively or allowing these opportunities to come to you. So it's interesting that your very first two tarot cards, the Ace of Pentacles, which is a new beginning, and then the Three of Wands, which is opportunities appearing, okay? And these are both below good luck and wishes granted, blessings, open doors, opportunities, and right timing. So the right timing is so specific here, because if this person in the Three of Wands is walking down this path at any other time, they might not have seen this animal crossing over that path, right? So just happen to be there at the right time to see this and to interact with this opportunity. The Nine of Wands. Okay, so this is telling me that, very interesting. I'll get to my point in a second, but do you see this person back here? So the wait is almost over for whatever it is that you've been trying to accomplish or achieve in your life. The wait is over, and I feel like this person back here is seeing an opportunity and seizing on that opportunity. So I feel that's also why you want to have kind of like a clear mind, so that you can, so that you're focused on the road ahead instead of focusing on, oh no, I'm not moving right now, I'm kind of stuck in place. Whereas you want to get going with something. The wait is almost over, and the wait is going to be worth it. I feel like there's just one little thing that needs to happen, and then everything starts to move again. The Strength card. So it just feels like there's something that's happening that's unexpected. Because here, you would kind of expect this person to be walking with, let's say, a dog, because the bear is on a leash here. So you would expect that to be a dog, but it's actually a bear. So I just keep feeling that if you have strength and you have faith in accomplishing what you came here to accomplish, everything's going to come together for you. But you may have taken a different turn than was expected. You may have ended up in a place that you didn't expect, like this person here in the Nine of Wands, and you're kind of looking around and saying, oh, okay, are there any opportunities here for me? So I feel that with the Strength card, with the bear and the person, there's something about how what you find and what finds you may look like they don't go together regarding your purpose, but it's actually putting you in the fast lane to get you to your soul mission, even though it looks weird. The Hierophant. There's a higher order to everything that's happening for you right now. So yeah, if you have patience and you keep focusing on your soul mission or whatever it is that you want to see accomplished, what I'm seeing is that things come together for you and you're going to be rewarded for having that patience. And the Hierophant can also talk about thinking outside the box, doing things in a non-traditional way, which is what we're seeing with the Strength card. And that's what I'm picking up with the Hierophant. Doing things that may be off course a little bit, but it's still your soul mission. See, it's interesting that the Strength card is below the soul mission card here, and trust your inner call. So what I'm picking up with this is that if you can quiet your mind and truly, truly tune into your intuition and tune into what the universe is trying to tell you, I am seeing that there is an alternative way to get to what you want. And it's okay to veer away from the normal path in your case. And things may look different at first, but Spirit is saying you would be amazed at how quickly things kind of acclimate together. That's what I'm picking up with the Strength card and the Soul Mission card. And also the Hierophant, because, you know, the Hierophant can talk about, you know, order and doing things a certain way. But in your reading, I'm feeling like doing things a certain way or a traditional way or the way that things have been done for you in the past, or just generally, if you're looking at how other people did what you're trying to accomplish and you want to do it exactly how they did it, Spirit is saying that in your case, breaking out of that will be very, very beneficial for you. And so I think that's also where patience is coming in, because you may need to redraw your plans or figure out, okay, if I'm not looking over here in this direction, where do I look? Where do I go? So yeah, there's patience in kind of restructuring things, but it's going to pay off for you. Because what really matters with this card right here, see, reflect and reprioritize. Do you see how we're switching things a little bit? What really matters is your mission. It's not necessarily how you get there, it's that you're getting there, that you're taking action toward getting there. And so, yes, you may need to sit still for a minute, just like the Earth Rod is doing over here. Change your mindset, change your perspective, change your plans a little bit, and then move forward. And it doesn't, for some of you, it may be restructuring everything. For others of you, it could just be one little tweak here or there. It just depends on your particular situation. So here we have the Seven of Wands. So this is really interesting because I'm feeling like, so if you can see this little goblin, whatever this is right here, is pulling at this person's hair. And you can see the person screaming and trying to battle these other creatures, but being stuck. And I feel like this is the universe trying to get your attention and saying, hey, what if you go in this direction instead? Or saying, wait a minute, hold on, before you go forward with that, there's an alternative path, an alternative way that will be much more successful for you. And when I look at like the pink color on this Seven of Wands, I'm getting the feeling like going a certain direction was like in your heart. And it feels like I'm picking up that to sit and kind of restructure things, you may feel like you're giving up on your dream or your goal, your soul mission, but Spirit says that's not the case at all. Not at all. You're not giving up on anything. You're still going to get there, okay? But it may look a little bit different. And so, you know, it's interesting that here you have alchemy, the pearl, the reward at the end from grit to grace, because I'm seeing that the changing things a little bit and going through that process might be a little bit difficult for you to do, like logistically trying to figure out how you're going to do that, but it's going to pay off in the end. The King of Pentacles. Do you see what I'm talking about? Okay, so you are going to achieve everything that you set out to achieve. Okay, I mean, this is in your soul mission. This is something that you were destined to achieve. Now, the way that you achieve it, that can be done in different ways. You will be incredibly successful. It seems like there's something that's going on here with your plan where if you switch the plan a little bit, it will be more stable. It will be more sturdy or something like that. So what's interesting here, this King of Pentacles is right below the Ace of Pentacles. So do you see how we're going from the Ace of Pentacles, which is this new beginning, an idea, an opportunity, a door that's opening for you at the right time? Okay, that's important because we are talking about patience paying off. So at the right time, everything comes together. And then right below that, you have the King of Pentacles. So if you have any doubts, you know, about, am I going to be successful? What if I change my plan a little bit? Will I still be successful? What if I do things that have never been done before? Or, you know, do something that hasn't been done this way before? Will I still be successful? Absolutely. The King of Pentacles is success, and it's also longevity. And I mean, look at this row. You have good luck, wishes granted, blessings. The King of Pentacles, you have many, many blessings here. There's a lot of success with this King of Pentacles. So let's see what else we have. Now you have the Nine of Pentacles. This is another success card. And I feel what I'm seeing with these things kind of flowing from the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, there's a couple things going on here. I just noticed something else. But I'm feeling like these are tree roots. Like you're setting roots somewhere and they're going to take root. And then you're going to build something. Just kind of like with the King of Pentacles, whatever this is that you're building, it's very, very strong, very sturdy. And if you see here, she has her hands, I think it's a necklace that she's wearing, but it's like right by the heart chakra. So this is something I feel, it could be a passion of yours. It could be, you know, that could be representing your soul mission. But it's definitely, I feel like that's why it's so frustrating for you to be patient, because you know that you're supposed to be doing this and you just want to get it, you know, get it started already. But I am seeing that this is going to be a slower moving process with the Ace of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, especially the way that they are right here. Because I feel like there's some things that you need to figure out along the way, but you have two incredibly successful cards right next to each other. I mean, it doesn't even matter where they were in the reading. However, with them being next to each other, I just feel like this is Spirit saying, look, everything is still going to work out for you. And if you look at alternatives, that could pay off immensely for you. And then we have the Knight of Wands. So this is interesting because this knight, you know, usually the knights are on horses, and this is, you know, a horse, as you could look at it and say, oh, that's a horse, but it actually has a unicorn horn, okay? So do you see what I'm saying? How things might look a little bit different? It's still in the horse family, but there's this added bonus here, which makes it that much more special. So do you see what I'm saying? How I was talking about that similar thing with the Strength card. In real life, right? You probably wouldn't expect to go for a walk and see somebody walking with a bear on a leash. Same thing. If you go out and you see somebody riding a horse and then you see it from the front and you're like, wait a minute, that's a unicorn, not a horse, right? So thinking outside the box, I feel, is the key for you. That's what Spirit is showing me here. So with the Knight of Wands, you know, it's like being creative. about the solutions to your problems and not being afraid to move forward with these creative solutions. It does not matter that it looks outrageous, that it looks so much different than the original plan, because there's something about that working for you. The 10 of Cups, see? Didn't I just say there's something about that working for you? And then you have the 10 of Cups, which is this overflowing of abundance, of happiness, of what you've been looking for. And look at the tree roots. I was just talking about that with, okay, so do you see, well, I was talking about that with the 9 of Pentacles. Do you kind of see what I'm saying? Because that's kind of what I was imagining here with the 10 of Cups. You're setting really, really sturdy roots with something that's going to be very, very stable and long standing. And it seems to be unique somehow. And that is the key to the longevity with what you're trying to accomplish here. Things just go together so perfectly. And it's interesting that this 10 of Cups is below the Strength card, because again, here, it's, you know, like I said, with the Strength, it's something that you wouldn't normally see, but it just flows together so well. So I feel like you start out with the Strength card, and slowly but surely these two things, like this idea that you have, and then it's in opportunity or putting it into your plan, slowly but surely it starts working. And then what is formulated from that is the strength and the abundance of the 10 of Cups. And so you're just so blessed and so happy and enjoying what you've created. And it keeps on giving too. It feels like it's very sustainable. The 2 of Pentacles. So this is a very interesting 2 of Pentacles. I feel that you need to weigh your options. Yeah, that's very interesting. It looks like a labyrinth right here. Yeah, weigh your options. And what I'm feeling is there's a mystery to what's going on with your situation. It's something that you might not understand right now, but Spirit is trying to guide you. I'm also feeling with this 2 of Pentacles that, well, first of all, everything's going to come into balance for you. But in the meantime, it is kind of a delicate balance between movement and non-movement. So Spirit is saying that as long as you are thinking about things, and maybe, because I'm seeing somebody like writing something down or typing ideas in the computer, and almost it's kind of like seeing what sticks, trying one thing, if that doesn't work, trying something else. And by doing that, and that can be literal or metaphorical for some of you, but by doing that, I'm seeing like a light bulb moment happen where it's like, oh my gosh, and you're just divinely inspired. And so, you know, I can definitely see, I'm going to come back to the 2 of Pentacles, and I mean, I'm still talking about the 2 of Pentacles, but going to the Knight of Wands for a minute, this explains why with the Earth Rat, I was feeling like it's difficult for you to sit still and rework your plans or think outside the box because you just want to get going with something. Telling the Knight of Wands to sit still, you know, the Knight of Wands is going to be like, yeah, but I don't want to. Okay. So yeah, so that makes sense. However, it's once you get going, it's like you're unstoppable with this new flow that's going to be coming into your life. Because with the 2 of Pentacles, it is kind of mysterious at first, but then everything comes together, and you have all these little fairies on this card. So I feel like you're being guided somewhere. You can do things differently. You don't have to do things the way they were done in the past. Okay, let's look at your last card. The Queen of Pentacles. Yes. Do you see this? We started your row down here with the King of Pentacles, and now we have the Queen of Pentacles. So you are absolutely going to accomplish your goal. Now, what is important about the Queen and King of Pentacles is the patience. These are very, very patient cards. It took a while to get to this point. And the thing is that we do not rush the Queen or King, okay? We cannot rush them. They do things at their own time, which would be the right time, which remember you have that here. So yeah, there is divine timing that's coming into play for you. However, by being patient, it's going to pay off. So if you have any question about finances, will I be successful with this particular venture? Absolutely. You have the Ace of Pentacles. That is showing that this is a great opportunity for you that has great wealth potential to bring in a lot of money for you. And then you have the Queen and King of Pentacles. So you're building something that's going to be bringing in a lot of finances or some sort of lump sum. Something like that is happening here. But the important thing is that you're building something slowly but surely. You're building something that's very, very stable. And it's going to bring you so much happiness and joy, and you will be fulfilling your life purpose. That is what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, group number 3. You have the Tiger's Eye Moon, and your card is number 59, Water Dog, Play with Waves. So the information that's coming through is something about don't be afraid to take a leap of faith and have patience with the process because things will come together. But if this is something new that you are thinking about doing, it's going to take a little while for everything to kind of fall into place. But what I'm seeing is that whatever it is that you are thinking about doing or what you're wanting to see happen, it does require patience, but that patience is going to pay off. And it's going to be very, very fulfilling. Like I'm seeing your heart chakra being very, very fulfilled and feeling very abundant, very happy, and very grateful that you took a chance and that you were patient and that you saw something to fruition. Yeah, I'm also seeing that there are opportunities or some kind of something new that's coming in for you. I'm not seeing exactly what those opportunities look like yet. I might later, but yeah, don't be afraid to dive right into something. And I also feel like you are ready for a new beginning, ready for something different in your life. And truly, I see that like you're so close to taking some sort of action. But it is going to take a minute for everything to come together because it's kind of like a process that you work on for a little while, but then everything comes together. But I see that you're very, very close to an opportunity arising where you can take a leap of faith. So like if you've been kind of bored or unhappy where you currently are, Spirit is saying that change is in the air. Okay, so you won't have to wait much longer for a new opportunity. What else can you tell us for group number 3, please? Okay, I feel like you have 3 cards. Stepping stones, take the next step, simplicity and focus, right? Because you might need to take a leap of faith. So if this has anything to do with following your heart, Spirit says get started, okay? But do you see what I'm saying? How you will need patience because stepping stones, it's not just you move to one stone and then it's there and it's happening for you. You're in the process of it happening. So yeah, you just need patience. And what I'm seeing is that as you go along, Spirit is going to help navigate your way. So you don't have to make the process complicated. Spirit is saying why this card says simplicity and focus and having those 2 things when you take the next step is because you don't want to get bogged down in the details. You don't want to get, you don't want things to get too complicated. So just take those first steps and you're going to figure out the next step once you get to that first step. And then once you're at the second step, you will figure out the third step. Does that make sense? So kind of, I definitely feel like it's kind of a learn as you go thing where there's only so much planning that you can do before you just jump right into it. And I feel that's where your patience needs to come in, because there could be things that you need to learn once you take a deep dive into something. But Spirit says you're going to get it. You're going to pick things up very, very quickly. And you're going to know, okay, you're going to know how to navigate where you go from there. Ancestral messages, connection, belonging, ask for help. Yeah, so this is interesting because I just said that you probably won't have all of the information as you step forward, as you take that leap of faith. You're going to kind of learn as you go. And this is Spirit saying that is perfectly fine, because you have, people who have passed over. You have your spirit guides. I heard angels who are going to be guiding you along the way. So as long as you see, this is another reason why you want to keep things simple, because as long as you keep things simple and you're focused, you will be keeping that connection or strengthening that connection that you have from your guides. And your guides are going to be there with you all along the way. And I'm feeling like they're very excited for you. Good luck. Wow. Auspicious wishes granted and blessings. That's amazing. And look, it looks like a doorway here. So what I'm seeing here is that here you took the first steps. You took a leap of faith, right? You're getting downloads from your spirit guides. And then all of a sudden, as you're going along this path, what happens is this opportunity shows up for you. A new beginning, opportunity, growth even. So everything starts to come together for you. And this is what I'm saying, why your patience is going to pay off, because it's not like you leapt from one stone to the next and then you were here. There's a journey that you're going on to get here, but it's going to be worth it. What else can you tell us for group number 3, please? Okay, I feel like you have 3 cards again in this deck. So you will have 2 extra cards, but that is fine. Birth mysteries, what are you being called to create? Remember I was talking about taking a leap of faith, starting something. Spirit says quit thinking, start doing. And maybe you already are doing something, and this could just be confirmation that yes, you're on the right track. Keep working on something that you're called to create. How do you want to see your life developing from this point forward, right? Because Spirit is showing me that you can have whatever you want. You can make your life the reality that you want to see in your life. And I feel like where you're going, there's I'm picking up that there's hard work, but it's also something that you love doing. And this doesn't necessarily have to be related to work, but in the sense of making something happen, making these changes happen in your life, regardless of what it is, that in itself is work, because you're going to have to come up with a plan. You're going to have to implement that plan and, go forward with the plan. So that in itself is work, even if we're not talking about a career or a job. Okay, so I just want to make that clear. This doesn't have to be about work. All right, what else do you have? She who flows, ease, being open to change, go with the flow of life. Wasn't there... No, there wasn't something that said that. Well, oh, that's what it was, I think. Play with the waves. Kind of go in with the flow, right? And then you have this card, ease, being open to change, go with the flow of life. I feel like you are open to change, but it's kind of like taking that leap of faith and kind of flying free, where because see, this is what I was saying in the beginning, where you may not know until you dive in. So you may know, hey, I'm going to go from point A to B to C to D, but you may not know how you're going to get there, right? You just know that you're going to get there somehow. And so I feel like that is very, very important. And if you're already thinking that, Spirit says just continue that way. You don't have to have a plan with every single element, every single piece lining up. Especially in your case, there's something about this free-flowing energy and allowing the pieces to fall where they may sort of energy, because that's what your situation needs. And so I feel that, you know, doing things that way can require patience, and doing things the other way where you have things very, very structured, that can also require patience because things may not fall into line exactly when you expected. So both of, you know, doing it either way would definitely require patience, but in your case, it's definitely more of having an open mind, seeing what shows up, following your heart, listening to your guidance, and you're going to be really, really amazed with how things fall into place for you. Making waves. Momentum is building. It's your time achievement. Okay, let me show you something. I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing yet, but your first card, play with waves, and your last oracle card up on top here, making waves. So do you see? And then here with this one, you have go with the flow. So Spirit is definitely saying to go with the flow, let your heart guide you, let your passions guide you. There's something about the dog that is so innocent and so just amazing. You know, the energy is just so amazing, where it's kind of like something about you, your energy, what you want to accomplish. I'm picking up that it's kind of charismatic in the sense that what you need is going to be drawn to you, and you are drawn to the right places, the right times, the right people, situations, things like that. Okay. So yeah, so that's going on. And then also making waves, momentum is building. It's your time. Spirit is saying it's your time to take a leap of faith. Don't be afraid to take that leap of faith, because it is your time. Okay, I'm going to move these over a little bit because we do have 2 extra cards for you up here. So we just need a little bit of space. All right. What else can you tell us for group number 3, please? So you have the death card. See, this is what I was saying just a minute ago, how you have number 59 on your very first card, which is showing that one cycle is just about over and you're about to step into a new cycle. And what I'm picking up on is that this was destined to happen at this particular point in your life, because there's something about the energetic codes within your soul contract where some of you are supposed to make a pretty drastic change in your life at this point in time, and others of you are just supposed to have like an easier time at this point in your life. And I feel all of you will be coming into an easy time in your life once you get everything with this settled. You know, at first it's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be fun work. But then once everything is settled, it's like you can kind of sit back and enjoy everything a little bit more. So everything's going to get easier for all of you, but some of you weren't having a difficult time up until now, and you are perfectly fine, but it's just time for you to pursue something else at this point in your life. So yeah, there's nothing that you could do to kind of stay where you were, because it's time. So if you have any fear about this process, Spirit says, try to just go with the flow. Remember here, go with the flow and play with the waves, because you're supposed to be going through this right now. See, now you have the Knight of Cups. So this card is also kind of going with the flow and pursuing something in your heart, pursuing just something that you're supposed to be doing no matter what it is. It could be that, you want to start a business. It could be you want to move somewhere. Maybe you want to connect with different type of people in your life. Whatever it is, you're going to get to where you're going. And Spirit is saying that there could be very interesting, I'm hearing characters as far as people, but characters can also be places, the way that I'm seeing it in my mind. So I just feel like you're going to have so much fun in meeting very interesting people, whatever this is you have going on. And it's also something that's a little bit different, it feels like, from what you were doing before. I feel like you're kind of breaking out of the norm a little bit and doing something that you want to do. It's like, well, I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to do this now. So here you have the Ace of Pentacles. See, this is further confirmation that you have this new beginning. It's like right upon you. And some of you may, because when I'm picking up with these three cards together, I feel like some of you had a flash of inspiration, a flash of clarity, where you might have made what other people would call a split-second decision to quit your job and go travel the world, something like that, right? It doesn't have to be that exactly, but I'm just saying where other people might be like, wait a minute, you quit your job and you're going to do what? Okay. So yeah, whatever it is, it's kind of like, oh, okay, I'm just going to go do this because I don't want to waste any more time and I want to follow my heart. And for some people that's not like the best thing to do, but for you, I'm seeing that it's going to work out perfectly for you, especially with the Ace of Pentacles, which is a new beginning, being right below the good luck card, wishes granted and blessings. So you have a plan, even if it doesn't look like you have a plan. There's a plan that takes shape as you move forward. So you may not have that plan all laid out nice and neat, but that's fine. You don't need one in your particular case. If you have one, that's fine. But Spirit says to don't be so connected to going according to plan. Go with the flow, because that's when these interesting things are going to pop up on your journey and make it so much more fulfilling. The Five of Wands. Again, I'm picking up that there's some very interesting things that are happening as you go forward on this journey. And Spirit says that it is time. It's definitely time for you to do this. Don't let your ego hold you back. So don't let, fears hold you back. Don't let what other people say hold you back. Because I'm seeing like you're breaking out of a routine that just wasn't for you anymore. And it could have been very productive for you up until a point, but it's time for you to break away and find something else. Because do you see this crown down here? It has a heart on it, and you see this person kind of breaking away from the Five of Wands and reaching for this crown. So there's something about kind of like something that's no longer working for you, and Spirit saying, pay attention to those signs, because if something is becoming more difficult, unproductive, or where it feels like it's just the same thing every single day, that's a sign. Do you see how I'm getting that information from this Five of Wands, and it's right below what are you being called to create? And this person down here is being called to leave this up here and come down here and grab this crown, because this person is seeing an opportunity down here that other people are not seeing. Which is fine. This opportunity is not meant for these people. It's meant for you. And you see right here how this card is just a little bit connected to be open to change. Okay, so yeah, change is in the air for you. The King of Pentacles, you have an amazing idea. See, do you see what's happening here? I pointed out on the Five of Wands, the crown that this person is reaching for. And then your very next card is the King of Pentacles. what you're reaching for, what you're aiming for, what you're desiring, move toward that. It's going to pay off for you. The thing is that you have to have patience, because the King of Pentacles, it takes a long time to get from the Ace of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to be years and years and years and years. For some of you, it might be that long to get to the top. But for others of you, it's going to be much shorter, but it's a process that you cannot rush. So that's the important thing to know here, is that you can't rush this process, because things are falling into place. I feel it at mysterious times and mysterious places. There's something about this Knight of Cups where you're actively pursuing and walking forward on this journey with these stepping stones here. But there's also something where you just happen to land in the right place at the right time. Good luck follows you on this journey. It's kind of like you just know intuitively which door to open. And then when you open that door, there are amazing things inside that door. If you have any question about finances, your finances are going to be amazing. It's going to take a little bit of time to get there. I feel there's certain things that you need to figure out along the way because of this Five of Wands. It's like you have this idea and you're reaching toward the King of Pentacles. But for you, it's the journey. There's so many things that are happening in between the Ace of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles that you're going to love, love, love. And I feel that your journey might take some twists and turns with all the waves that you have. Play with the waves and go with the flow. So, but you're still getting here. But I just feel like you enjoy the way everything is laid out for you. So the Seven of Wands, I feel, okay, so first of all, you're very, very protected. Okay, remember you have your ancestral messages card here. You can always, always, always ask for help. So you're very protected and you don't have to rush this process. I feel like this is another reason, or, you know, why this card came up in your reading is because patience, because there's a lot of different things. I feel it's almost like a lot of different opportunities, a lot of different ways that you can go. Kind of like you get to one place and then you can decide where you go from there. So you get to one stone and there's multiple options with every single stone that you get to. And so once you get there, it's like take your time to evaluate where you go from here. So as you do that, you're very, very protected. You don't have to rush the process. And what I'm picking up with the Seven of Wands is that if you're not ready to commit to something going forward, you don't have to. You are making the rules with this whole situation that you have going on here. So if you don't want to say yes to something, then you don't. You just act like the Seven of Wands and say, hold on a minute, I'm not ready. Opportunities are not going to pass you by because you have all of these other opportunities down here to evaluate. So you are writing your story going forward. You can plan to go from A to B to C to D, and then you can go from A to B all the way to letter N, and then go back to E. Like there's no rules here. I feel you do things the way you feel comfortable, the way you want to, but you want to have patience and not rush into anything. I feel like that's the main message that I'm getting from the Seven of Wands. And also, you don't have to rush into anything. The Page of Wands. Yeah, see, this is kind of what I was just saying. You don't have to commit to one thing. You can explore your options before you commit to something. And I feel like if you weren't before, you are becoming a very free spirit. So for some of you, something may have happened with the Death card that made you become this free spirit. So some of you may have had a health scare. Some of you may have lost a loved one, especially with the Death card being below ancestral messages. You may have had, maybe you saw somebody else going through something. and you are saying to yourself, wow, life can sometimes be really short, I'm going to, follow my heart. I'm going to have some different experiences in my life, and I'm going to just kind of go with the flow and see what happens. Some of you might decide to go travel the world. Maybe you're going to quit your job, travel the world, and you're going to meet all these very interesting characters in different cultures around the world. And maybe you're going to write a book or have a channel on YouTube or whatever it is. Right now, obviously that's not for everybody, but do you see how I'm saying, like, giving you a visual of how it's just like free flowing? You don't have to commit to one thing. Everything kind of unfolds naturally as it's supposed to. So it's okay not having a plan going forward. You can have like a loose plan. And you can even, like I said, I think I said this a minute ago, you can even have everything written out to the specific T. But Spirit is saying it might change. And if you go with the flow, you will love where the flow takes you, or those waves take you. Yeah, so we have the Four of Wands. And this is exactly like what I was feeling, is that you're going with the flow. You're not committing to anything until it feels right. So the Seven of Wands, the Page of Wands, this isn't, I'm not saying that you're never going to commit to anything and you're always going to be free flowing in the wind. That's not what's happening here. You're seizing opportunities when they flow into your life, and you're taking advantage of those opportunities as they flow into your life. But I'm picking up that they may be unconventional, just like this Knight of Cups. In the traditional tarot deck, the knights are on horses, and this one is on a seahorse. So do you see what I'm saying? How is that the most conventional way to get around? Probably not, but this knight just happens to be in water, so it looks like that might be the best option given the situation. Same thing with you, obviously, metaphorically speaking. With this Four of Wands, you are building a life for yourself that is just like the dog over here. Your life is going to be very loyal to you, and you're going to be very loyal to your life and everything that is in your life. So everything that's coming into your life is very loyal. And very, very innocent energies, in the sense of it's very pure. There's a lot of very pure energies. Nobody has an ulterior motive. And like the things that you encounter, if there is an ulterior motive, you're going to know it. And that's why you have the Seven of Wands. And that's why you're not going to have a problem saying, no, I don't want to commit to that. And you'll look at other options critically before you commit to anything, which is what we see with the Four of Wands. But you're truly building this really, really incredible life for yourself. And then you have the Star card. So your dreams are coming true with the Star card. Exactly what you've been looking for, you're finding with the Star card. And I feel also there's a sense of healing something, maybe something that was missing in your life, feeling like you wanted to fulfill some kind of purpose or something like that. There's also a sense of hope that you can accomplish your dreams, that taking this leap of faith will pay off for you. And Spirit is saying that, yes, it's absolutely going to pay off for you. You just need to take that leap of faith and have that patience. The Eight of Wands. I feel that you have, or did have, kind of a flash of inspiration, a flash of, I don't want to do this anymore. Because this is, the Eight of Wands is below the Five of Wands. And I feel that as soon as you break out of the matrix of wherever you were here in the Five of Wands, things happen very, very quickly for you. Almost instantly, when you make a decision, you know what, I want to look and see what if I can make this other this other thing happen in my life. See, when my voice gets like this, it's usually something that needs to be released. And so what I'm talking about now is you saying, I don't like my life right now, or I just want to make some changes in my life. Everything is fine right now, but I'm feeling a little bored, or whatever it is. As soon as you put that out into the universe, things start happening for you and you start seeing the way forward. The Five of Pentacles. Literally my last words, you're going to see the way forward. And do you see this person showing this person the way forward? Because I feel like where you were, all of a sudden, or maybe you felt this for a while, but it just feels like you suddenly didn't belong. Kind of like you were an outsider in this environment, and it was just kind of like bringing you down, feeling, because it's like a feeling like I can't quite put my finger on it, but I know something's not quite right. So I feel like you were exploring that and thinking about that. And then, you know, like I said earlier, what brought you here could have been something with the Death card, something that got you thinking about how short life can be and making changes in your life. And I also feel like this person standing up is one of your spirit guides that we saw in this card, saying, hey, look over here. This is the direction you want to start going. And then look at this doorway here, this pathway here. So I feel like you have more than one way that you can go, and that's exactly why you want to go with the flow and have patience with the process and just enjoy the actual process. The Page of Swords. Yeah, you're looking at things differently. Something brought you to this point where you're seeing things differently. You are looking at the world differently, and you want to break away from where you were before, because I just heard that where you were before, you feel like it was a lie. You feel like it was false or something like that. So some of you, what I mean by that is not necessarily something nefarious happening, but you feeling like this is not what life is about, and wanting to break away from that matrix that I was talking about, the Five of Wands, and make your own path, make your own way, and kind of figure it out as you go. And that is what I'm seeing for you today. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching.